Once upon a time, in a small village, there was a poor miller who loved to tell tall tales. One day, he told the king that his daughter could spin straw into gold. The king was very excited and wanted to see this amazing trick. He ordered the miller's daughter to come to his castle. When the miller's daughter arrived, the king led her to a dark room filled with piles and piles of straw. He gave her a spinning wheel and said, "You must spin all this straw into gold by morning, or you will stay here forever." The poor girl had no idea how to spin straw into gold. She sat down and started crying. Just then, a little man appeared out of nowhere. He had a funny hat, and his shoes made a tapping sound when he walked. "Why are you crying?" the little man asked. "I can't spin straw into gold," the girl said sadly. The little man smiled. "I can do it for you," he said. "But what will you give me in return?" The girl thought for a moment. She didn't have much, so she offered him her necklace. The little man took the necklace, and in a flash he spun all the straw into shiny gold. When the king saw the gold the next morning, he was amazed. But instead of letting the girl go, he brought her to a bigger room with even more straw. "Spin all of this straw into gold, and you will be free," he said. Once again, the girl sat down and cried. And just like before, the little man appeared. "I'll spin the straw into gold," he said. "But what will you give me this time?" The girl gave him her ring, and the little man turned all the straw into gold again. But the king wasn't done yet. He took the girl to an even bigger room with mountains of straw. "If you spin all this straw into gold, you will marry me and become queen," he said. This time, when the little man came, the girl had nothing left to give him. "What will you give me if I help you?" the little man asked. The girl thought and thought. Finally, she said, "If I become queen, I will give you my first child." The little man agreed and spun all the straw into gold once more. Years later, the girl became queen and had a beautiful baby. But one day, the little man came back to claim the child. The queen didn't want to give him her baby and begged him to let her keep it. The little man said, "If you can guess my name in 3 days, you can keep your baby." The queen thought and thought but couldn't guess it. Then one of her servants overheard the little man singing, "Rumpelstiltskin is my name." On the 3rd day, the queen guessed his name. Rumpelstiltskin was so angry that he stomped his feet and disappeared forever. And they all lived happily ever after.